I do it quite a bit, but then you never know exactly when it's going live. I think we're live. Hi. I think we're doing this. Oh, wonderful. Ah, so we start. Hello, everyone who's joining us today. I get to introduce you and spotlight my wonderful friend. Hello, Kamala Murphy. Well, I'm used to saying Kamala, so what is it nowadays? Is
It,
it
it, it's
still
it's Kamala.
it's Kamala?
It is
Okay.
Kamala, yes.
Okay. So hello, we get to talk about ourselves and aging and help our listeners explore and examine what this is about. You talk about it as if it's a grief
Yeah.
of our identities, our images, even though we're still very definitely here in this
Yeah.
world doing our work and generating whatever it is that we want for and transformational work.
Yeah.
I'd like to introduce you first, though, so let me go find my bio that I have for you. First, today is Spotlight Wednesdays, where I highlight individuals in the group and give them the platform to share what their expertise is and what we can learn from them. Today, Kamala Murphy is a midlife mentor and transformational coach who supports women who feel the stirrings of wanting something more of life, yet weighed down by the tender grief of aging, changing identity, and unmet expectations. And she gently guides women through these transitions, helping them release old patterns, reconnect with their inner essence, and reclaim joy, meaning, and a vibrant sense of self. Ah, this is wonderful. You saw the way I got
Yeah.
with our inner essence. It's like, I know where that inner essence is, and
Yeah.
that's beautiful and precious and never aging, as far as I'm
Exactly.
concerned.
Exactly. But I think that's part of it. We forget, or we hear from everything outside that we've changed and we don't have the same value anymore.
Uh,
And I think that's where the grief piece comes in, that we just forget who we are because we hear from the outside that we've changed and we don't have as much to offer anymore. It's, that's how this all started, and it was kind of I feel like I need to share this story. I had gone down to Southern California, Los Angeles, where all the beautiful people are, or a lot of beautiful people, for a business conference. And as I was looking around the room, I noticed that, gee, I'm one of the older people here, and that felt new. Like it
mm,
always seemed like I was one of the younger people, or in the middle of the
mm,
pack. So it was like, just okay, make note. And I had, at a break, I'd gone up to the hotel room and was fluffing the hair or doing whatever I did. And all of a sudden there was
mm.
a voice that said, "You're not young and pretty anymore."
Oh, ooh, mm,
And uh, it was a shock,
mm.
um, and not a pleasant one. And then, I'm standing under this hotel lighting, and it's like, how well
Yeah.
that can be. But it was just like, wow,
Oh,
wow.
oh, I feel it. I feel what you just said. And it wasn't coming from somebody else. It was coming from the you in the mirror is
Yes, yes. You
what
said
makes
that,
it.
and I just got chills, Doreen. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, It was the me in the mirror.
Uh-huh.
Ah,
Uh-huh.
so yeah, that started this process of recognizing, oh, there's something here. Um, and I went home and I noticed I'm looking in the mirror a little bit more and paying a little more attention. And it was really uncomfortable because I wasn't ever one of those girls who,
Mhm.
paid that much attention.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Oh, so yeah, given that it wasn't something that you invested a lot of your life in is making yourself look more beautiful. It was probably kind of like for both of us, pretty natural,
Right.
but still, you're saying that even though you're not one of those kinds of people that invested a lot in image, um, you realize at this point in your life, you're saying, my image is changing in such a way that when I show up someplace, what are people really thinking about me?
Yeah. It was, um, I think more of the recognition that I had care. I, I knew I was going to get older. I knew I was going to get wrinkles, but to recognize that, oh, I really did care more than I thought.
That's it.
Yeah, that was
Uh,
kind of shocking to me.
oh, you're bringing up stuff for me right here,
Mm,
right now, and I hope that anybody who's listening will put in the comments
yeah.
what's touching them. But uh, just even before the podcast, do I have lipstick? Does it match my rouge? And oh, my hair is it curly? And so all those little um, ooh, how I show up. And I think you and I both have done work on this essence that we're talking about
Yeah.
that we know is bright and is beautiful.
Yeah.
So, oh,
Take a breath.
yeah, thank you. All right. Yeah. So, what you've come into at this point in your life, I think, is what you're saying. Hey, there must be other women who are feeling something similar around the effects of aging and how that might be affecting the way we show up or um, how we present with. So, what is that then now affects the way you're working with people
Yeah,
or
so
women?
yeah, the what I noticed was that because I was after this mirror thing, I and looking at myself more, I have a couple of friends that are girlfriends who I can share anything with you. And one of them I was talking to and I said, I'm ashamed that I feel so vain and it's so shallow because I care so much and I wasn't supposed to and all this stuff. And she said, me too. And
Oh,
I'm getting chills. Thank you, Kath. It was just,
uh-huh.
I'm still getting chills,
Me too.
recognizing that I'm not alone here. And because I've been keeping it hidden and feeling shame, then someone else has it. And so I started talking with other girlfriends,
Uh-huh.
and almost all of us feel the same way. And it feels like we've got to start talking about this. You know, it's this is important because we're wandering around feeling bad about ourselves, trying to make it better. Um, and if we talk about it, it just brings it out into the open. And then it's like, oh, I'm not alone. That I'm not alone piece is so important.
Mhm.
You know,
So
um,
talking about it, that's helping people. step into a conversation, I think is the first thing that you're talking about. And uh, the the connection to what that then takes us, or by talking about it, by having a conversation, you feel not alone. But the conversation needs to also lead to something else, it would seem.
Right, right. And one thing like you and I were talking about, I still want to wear a little mascara and I want to put on lipstick. I still want to look as nice as I can. I one of my values is beauty.
Uh-huh.
I love beautiful things. And so I like to, put on a good shade of lipstick. Um, so knowing that it's okay to want to look pretty, and to take care of ourselves, and how do we want to show up? And recognizing that women, the culture has valued youth and vitality across the board, men and women. But for women, the piece about beauty and how it's been, you and I have talked about being good girls and, you know, being pretty and looking nice all the time was part of being pleasing and pleasant and being good. So we get to look at that and then I think untangle some of, what's out there, what's the culture, what have we adopted for ourselves, you know, um, which I know I've, a ton. I've just expected that I was supposed to do things a certain way and look a certain way. Um, and is that true? You know?
Uh-huh. I like what you said a minute ago about giving us who are aging permission to feel like we want to, uh, whatever it is that we want to do to make ourselves look the best we can, which is around enhancing. I mean, I'm not sure about any of the more severe kinds of things like base, whatever they call them, lifts and things.
Yeah.
But I guess that's even okay too. You're giving first of all us permission to say, okay, accept it, I guess, accepting that we are aging. There are changes in our physical bodies, and especially our faces and our hair, and are we coloring it or not? So,
And they have choices.
yes, but to have those choices be okay and not feel like we're trying to hide some, or we shouldn't be doing that kind of thing, because aren't we supposed to say that every wrinkle is a milestone that means we've learned something? I mean, those kind of sayings are, I guess, are supposed to help us feel good about aging, but you're saying, hey, we can also not feel so good.
Yeah, because that's the truth. I don't always feel so good. Today, I really, for the first time, really noticed the marionette lines. It's like, and I probably, well, whatever. But I had these marionette lines, and it's like, oh, I'm not keen about that. And I'm embarrassed to say this, but I did this little lift thing.
Uh-huh.
If I did, they'd go.
Well, I've got this puffy eye that won't go
Oh,
away.
oh, my shopping bags. And I've tried things, Doreen.
Oh, okay, okay.
I've tried things, but it's like, nothing seems to work. Anyway, but can I accept?
Well, so what you and I are both doing right now, hopefully people are seeing this, is that we're laughing,
Yes.
and people can get together and we could share and laugh. And I could see you starting some groups like this online where people come and feel better and laugh about it. What
Yeah.
else would we be? I mean, and then I think another thing that I just said around the, oh, the value all those wrinkles. And that's just a saying. There's part of me that goes, ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just trying to make aging something that's a positive thing.
Yeah.
But maybe there is something
There's a
positive.
there, I mean, they're absolutely positive and acknowledging the grief
Okay,
because
that's it.
Yeah, because
Oh,
it's important.
uh-huh,
I mean,
uh-huh,
I
uh-huh.
talk about pretty privilege because those of us who are nice looking, there were advantages.
Yeah.
There were people opened doors for us and people, I
Uh-huh,
mean, of course, there was a lot more attention from men,
uh-huh,
but I think there's a part of us that in our nature,
uh-huh.
something that's beautiful or pretty or pleasant to look at,
Mm-hmm.
we soften. And I
Mm-hmm.
think there's a more of a mm, appreciation. There's appreciation and benefits that's like, oh, it makes life a little bit easier when things are pleasant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, and I
Uh-huh.
haven't ever had anyone just sort of slam the door at Trader Joe's or something, but people just don't always pay attention anymore.
Uh-huh.
A lot of women in the past, especially, you get older and you fade into the woodwork. And on a recent call, someone was saying, I feel like I'm just invisible. And I think for women who are a little younger than I am, there's a feeling I'm going to be irrelevant in the
Uh-huh.
workplace because I'm not
Mm-hmm.
going to be seen.
Yeah.
People aren't paying attention. So it's a loss
Right.
to acknowledge it and
Uh-huh.
say, yeah, this is,
Uh-huh.
I'm grieving this.
There's a book by Gail Leahy, maybe that's not her name, but it's called Necessary Losses.
Hmm.
And she does talk about the stages of life and that each one, like we lose childhood because we go into teenage and then we lose that and go into young adulthood and we lose that. And then, and in the aging, here we are aging and we've actually experienced lots of losses along the way around. But this time of life, I think I like the way that you're focusing and helping people and that you're coaching people around, okay, it is a loss. And you're saying, what is that? How do you experience that loss?
Yeah.
It feels like you're getting curious about it or helping us get curious about what the grief or what the loss feels like.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's if I keep shoving it aside, it's just going to sit there and not get any better. Um,
Uh-huh. Well, the not, yeah, by just ignoring it, it feels like it's still there and it, it feels like a little bit of a fight. Oh, darn.
yeah,
You know, or oh, I wish something about not accepting, I think maybe comes up as I
yeah.
think about it right now.
And I think for me, start to get bitter.
All
And
right.
I do not want to be a bitter old woman.
Yeah.
That's so I feel like
Uh-huh.
talking about the grief and how, some of the beliefs that we have, the things we've heard about how we have to be, if we can clear those out more, recognize that, some of them are just society's yammerings about how we need to be, and really focus on what is important to us. And then, Doreen, we get to that luminous essence of who we are.
It's like music when you say that. I just felt the lyrical sense of self coming up. And I like that we started, however, with the grief and the what needs to be faced first, because I think the things that the sayings about, wisdom and being an old crone feels
Oh,
like that.
I hate that word.
Me too.
It's just
There's
just awful.
Yes, yes. So, but I think that you're giving an alternative for women who don't want to call it that, that we could call it something else. And that, but first, it is true that we have to embrace, no, first, it's not about embracing. Let me just tell you from what I'm learning today. First, it's looking at the reality, having the courage to face what is truly going on with our self relative to ourselves in the mirror and society and what society is mirroring back to us.
Yeah, I think acknowledging it when I first realized, oh, this is grief,
Oh.
it felt like, oh, yeah. Now, now I can look at this a little bit differently. This is about having lost something that I had not even known that I had really leaned into, you know? Um, and so it is. It's not been taken away from me.
But that's
But
part of the feeling also, I
yeah,
think, when we really go into how it feels, I think feeling that it's been taken away from me, I didn't ask for this. I mean, I think we could say anything.
yes.
Like if we're in a group with you, it just feels like we could say, it was taken away from me. I didn't sign up for this.
Old age kind of crept in. It's like this is
Yeah, there's so many sayings.
yeah,
Oh, what is senior moments? Ha ha
yes.
ha.
Yeah, not so funny.
Yeah, that's so
And yet
funny.
and yet funny. I
Yeah.
have to I think about not having eyebrows anymore. They're so white and my skin is so
Yeah.
and so I draw them.
Uh-huh.
But then there's oftentimes just one that will grow and be like almost in my eye.
Yes.
It's like, and then, but I can't see well enough to pluck it. So you know, we have to be light about it too. I mean, it's
Yes.
it's yes and.
Yes. Oh, this
Yeah.
is wonderful. I think really get the sense of a transformational process that people can go through once they start working with you and to I'll join one of your groups, lead a group. I'll be there for sure because it feels like it's like you say, it's also terrifying, but it's also funny. And then now I think what you just started moving into was more of, well, what's really true is that there's a spirit that doesn't age. Uh, I don't know, maybe it does. That would be something we could talk about.
Right. Yeah, the true. Because I'm saying it doesn't age, but maybe, who knows?
Who
Who
knows?
knows?
Yes.
Right? Right.
No, but I think what we're saying is that there's just a bright light inside,
Yeah.
inside of us that we all carry. And that's where, you know, joy and the dancing spirit inside of us. It isn't even called youth, it's just aliveness, I guess.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Vivaciousness.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I like that
Like,
word,
yeah.
vibrant.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then we move into reorganizing ourselves around a deeper uh, place from which, my work is around finding your voice, a deeper place where voice comes from. But before you even have voice, it's like, ah, I'm here. How do you access this essence? So let's talk about how you help people access the essence of who they truly are.
It really is this process of, you know, having to acknowledge this is where I am, this is how I feel. And I do a lot of spiritual work and it feels like there's a process of um, spiritual solvent that you can clear up some of the gunk that
Mhm.
that we just live with. And once it's kind of like decluttering the house, only decluttering the mental processes of what I've believed and
Mhm.
recognizing again that that essence is still uh, is is here alive. And, these days with everything that's going on, it's like this is the time for women to be able to, say, I'm still here. I've got this voice. Because I know for me, I have a 22-year-old granddaughter. I do not want her to live with the same kind of beliefs about old women,
Uh-huh.
older women. So I feel like this, I'm sorry, I got a little off track 'cause I get excited about this, but I really want women to be able to tap into that essence of who they are, and it needs to be cleared out and acknowledged, and then sort of the reframe of, oh, but I'm still here and I've still got juice
Uh-huh.
and I'm gonna share it.
And then there's the, well, how do you help yourself be more juicy too? And
Yeah.
those are your choices around filling up this well that's inside of you that uh, is our source, I guess, is what we're saying.
Yeah.
The source of what is it? Our life force.
Yeah. And I mean, uh, great skincare. I like good skincare and
Yes.
eating well and
Yes.
doing the things that take care of this temple that we have.
Um, oh, oh, that just really struck.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm going to be uh, leaving with today is that we are a temple, and truthfully, that's where we go in your work. It feels like it's to the temple where we bow to ourselves and say, uh, I love you. You have value. All the things that maybe we aren't hearing from outside, and how do we give that to ourselves?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, this is, we can keep on going, 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 but
Yes.
it's almost time to finish up. So it looked like you were about to say something else.
It's gone.
Uh-huh. We're in the moment.
Yeah.
So let's open up a new moment, which is a couple of things. A new moment, which wasn't just going to be one thing, it was, but now I want to make sure that people know how to find you, but it will be in in the comments below. After all, you're in the group, so
Yes. I'm here.
you're here in the find your voice and speak up. And that's what we're talking about, finding the voice of you and speaking up about something that some of you who are in the later years of life may be actually feeling and want to have a space where you can explore and talk about it in a truthful, straightforward way. And you can do that. And
With
also
some humor.
definitely with humor, and then journeying to the deeper sense of self and the essence of who you truly are. So, with that, how about you take the floor right now, listen to this now moment,
Mm.
and allow what wants to be said to wrap us up for
Mm.
today.
I am so grateful just to have an opportunity to speak with you, Doreen, and knowing that there are others who hear this. And my hope is that some little spark gets lit and that it gets shared and rippled out, and mm, that there's just a ripple of joy and delight, um, and self-appreciation.
Mm,
Thank
beautiful. Thank you.
you. Okay, wasn't sure.